So we got the full summary for 1117 here. We're going over the full chapter, and this chapter has made a large portion of the community very angry. They're not just angry at this, but also angry at Oda because he is withholding information from us yet again, because Vegapunk's transmission and message is ending finally in this chapter, but it's being cut off before he can reveal what the will of D is. But that's caused a lot of people to say that they're gonna straight up drop the series now because of that. And to those people I say, hey, I completely understand, but I'll see you next week. And I'll get more into my thoughts on that stuff at the end, but we're also getting more into Zoro versus Venus Juro. That's right, they are actually fighting in this chapter, and Zoro is recognizing something about Venus, which is pretty exciting. And we're also seeing some characters that we haven't seen in literally 20 years. So let's just get into it. So the chapter starts where the last one ended, and we can see more reactions about Vegapunk's words all over the world. In Hachinosu, the pirate island, we see some pirates wanting to go search for treasures under the sea. 3 of those pirates in Hachinosu are Krieg, Jin, and Pearl. Krieg and Jin are walking among the other pirates in the background of the panel, and Pearl is with the group that want to go search for treasures under the sea. Krieg has now long hair, and he's wearing a part of his armor, and we can see the shoulder plates with his Jolly Roger. So this is pretty wild. This is what I was talking about. We haven't seen these guys in like over 20 years at this point, or nearly 20 years, but I'm sure everybody remembers these guys. This is like, you know, intro to One Piece 101 from the Baratier arc. We more so care about Jin because he was very likable, and his fate was like ambiguous because we didn't know if he was going to live or die because of the gas that he like huffed from Krieg's attack or whatever. And we're finally seeing what happened. He actually did live and recovered, and now him, Krieg, and Pearl are at Hachinosu for some reason. I don't know how they made it to the new world. You know, it used to be such a big deal to get there, and it used to be so difficult, but now it's like anybody's there. But first, guys, Hofsco is doing a huge giveaway where you can win one of their Xander Max 10-inch folding electric scooters for free by simply just following Hofsco on Facebook and Instagram, as well as joining their official Hofsco Facebook group. That's it. That's literally all you need to do to be entered to win a free Xander Max 10-inch folding electric scooter. The giveaway is running from today, June 12th to June 30th. I'll have the links in the description. Thanks, guys. Cut to Mont Blanc Cricket and Sarayama Alliance. They are in their ship getting ready to dive and find more romance under the sea. Cut to a marine hospital where sword members are resting. They are injured but don't look bad. Kobe is on the bed, but he's conscious. Drake has returned from Wano, and Kujaku says that he asked to be left alone, so he's currently healing in private. Prince Guru says Vegapunk's message will lead to some very troubling conclusions, and Kujaku replies to him, "It's our time to act now." So yeah, this is like their crew recovering from the whole battle that happened in Hachinosu during this arc. Cut to Smoker, and he's riding his Bilwer bike on the sea. Smoker asks Tashigi via Denden Mushi where she is, and Tashigi replies that she's at the marine hospital. Alright, so we talked about this before. Smoker is finally back. I don't think we've seen him since the end of Dressrosa or something like that. They said that they were going to go to Vegapunk, but yeah, that never happened. And Tashigi split up from Smoker for some reason. We actually saw Tashigi recently in that cutaway to Hachinosu that we were talking about where they were trying to save Kobe. She was there, but Smoker wasn't. So Smoker did something. Hopefully it was something significant, maybe something that gave him a power buff, because we talked about him desperately needing it because he was seriously punked on Punk Hazard. Vegapunk's message continues, and Vegapunk says that he's arriving at the final part of his message, since if he says anything more, it will just be theories. Frontier Dome Barrier is shut down, so Nami's group is ready to set sail. Jinbei and Zoro arrive, but suddenly Juro runs ahead of them, and he's about to slash the Thousand Sunny. Jinbei throws Zoro using a new technique called Fishman Jujitsu Kanaguruma, and Zoro uses his attack Nitoryu Rashomon to block Juro's attack. Zoro uses Sandai Kitetsu and Enma swords to block Juro, and black lightning and fire appear when their swords clash. But Zoro notices something when he sees Juro's sword. Kitetsu? Zoro and Juro are blown back by the impact. Jinbei grabs Zoro as Zoro shouts Nami's group to take Thousand Sunny off. Zoro says Jinbei and me will jump on the ship later. Alright, super exciting stuff here. So first of all, Zoro finally clashing with Juro here. We've talked about this a few times, but this is pivotal because they are linked in some way, most likely through Wano, but there's probably more to it. Probably has some nefarious past with Wano in some way. I'm sure he defected from them and became a traitor or whatever to join Imu. And Zoro finally confirming something that we, the community, have been talking about for, I don't know, 15, 16, maybe even 20 years at this point. But when we first saw him and we saw that he had a sword back when he was still referred to as Samurai Gandhi, you know, some of the eagle-eyed viewers realized that he's holding a Kitetsu sword. It's very likely to be Shodai Kitetsu, which is a supreme grade sword. Like, the only other supreme grade swords that we've seen have been like Roger's sword, Mihawk's sword, and Whitebeard's staff blade thing. So it's a pretty big deal. And it's also coming from like the line of the cursed Kitetsu swords. Zoro has the Sandai Kitetsu. And then there was that other Kitetsu sword in Wano that caught Luffy's attention that he took from Sukiyaki that was eventually returned to him one way or another. And I'm sure the Kitetsu swords and their curse has something to do with Venus as well. But Zoro saying that, you know, me and Jinbei will jump back on the ship later. This might mean that Zoro's going to continue to fight against Venus here, you know, to try to stop him from destroying the Sunny. But there won't be any kind of definitive conclusion to this, of course, because, you know, these guys are probably going to fight at the very end of the series. Cut to Elbaf's ship. We see many new giants fighting against Marines. Vice Admirals arrive to fight. Bluegrass blows a hole in Elbaf's ship with his Sea Beast weapon beam. And Dahl takes down Kashi using an attack called Rock and Roll Blaster. Wow, the power scale is all over the place in this arc. Dahl, a Vice Admiral, is able to take down Kashi, who is holding down Venus with Oimo. Take that for what you will. Luffy, back in normal form, Dory and Bragi are near the shore, so they shout to Elbaf's ship to take off. Luffy wonders where Mercury is gone because he stopped chasing them. Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, and Mercury are now surrounding the ancient giant robot, and the Gorosei realizes it's the robot that attacked Mary Schwa 200 years ago. Vegapunk's message continues as the Gorosei leaps on the giant robot. But yeah, they're all attacking the giant robot because York relayed to them. It's very likely that the transponder snail that's relaying Vegapunk's message is being contained inside of the giant robot or something like that, and it seems to be the case that it's probably inside of it, or something like that. Vegapunk says, finally, I would like to leave a message to those around the world with D in their name. When Vegapunk says that sentence, we can see some characters with D in their names or connected with them. Dragon doing his iconic ellipses. Sabo says Ace, Luffy. Kobe says Luffy-san. Then we see Blackbeard, Beppo. So yesterday we didn't get the dialogue in this sequence, so I thought maybe it was insinuating that Sabo is a D. But I guess he's not, which is good because he shouldn't be. Because I guess this would mean that Kobe and Beppo are Ds as well, which is possible, but I wouldn't put too much into that stock. Vegapunk says, among you guys, there is Mo. And Mo is apparently the last Japanese character that appears before Vegapunk's message is cut off. Translation is a bit iffy here. I wonder how Viz is going to take care of this, but yeah, that's where the message shuts off. Suddenly, the ancient giant robot is blown into the air by Mercury's attack, and then it falls to the ground. Little parts of the robot are damaged, but it's still in one piece. Mercury said, stop it already, Vegapunk. Vegapunk's signal suddenly disappears, and people around the world are shocked. Vivian Morgans are in shock too. In the final panel of the chapter, York falls to her knees. It stopped. End of chapter. So Mercury putting in that work here, more like that Mercury, probably the least incompetent Gorosei next to Venus, right? But the message is finally done. The transmission is over, and that's all we're getting. We're not going to find out about what the D stands for or will of it or whatever, and that's fine. I'm not as upset as the other people are because I'm used to this. I don't know, I just thought everybody would be used to this at this point. I mean, I'm happy with the info that we got already, and it would have been nice to get more, of course, but you know, Oda wants to take his time with this stuff, and I don't really care because I like series that are long. I wish more series were long like One Piece, to be honest. But I do think that the D stuff will get more revealed in the next arc. And I know that's something that we always say in the community. Like, oh, it's the next arc, guys. The next arc, this is going to be revealed. Or the next arc, this character is going to get their comeuppance. Well, I mean, considering that they're going to Elbaf, where Joy Boy seems to be affiliated in some way, with the Sun God Nika stuff and everything, I'm sure we'll get more into the D stuff there. Especially because they're going to talk to Saul there. Saul, who apparently knows everything everything now because he recovered the books from Ohara. So there's time for this stuff. It doesn't need to be revealed right now. I don't find it to be that egregious. I'm not completely defending Oda, but like I get it. I mean, we've got like another, I don't know, 6 to 10 years left before the story wraps up. So yeah, plenty of time for the major secrets of the world to be revealed. But let me know what you think in the comments, guys. And if you liked it, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.